So let's take a look at some of the code examples to help us understand the concepts that we went over in this section. If I look at section 5, demo 1, these are just basically procedural code, right? Like we print out a string in line 4 and 5, we assign variables 1 and 2 to A and B respectively, and then we get a result of A plus B, and then we print it out. So let's just execute that in section 5, demo 1. And that's what we expected. We get 2 lines, and then we get that third string of results. If we look at the second demo example, we basically taken demo 1 and we functionalized the 2 things that we've done. The first one is we use the def keyword, and then we use print bot, and we're taking the argument of say something, which is a variable, and we'll print out whatever we're given this function. And the second function is what we've done in the later part of demo 1. We're just adding 2 numbers. So just want to point it out, the column int is just type hinting. It's telling whoever's reading the code that this I and j should be integers, but the function will work even without the type hinting. But I wanted to include that and have the document if you're interested. The third function is actually just what we've seen in the slides. I've included it here because we went over in the slide, but it has very little relation to demo 1. So basically, we're just looking at the first 2 functions that we functionalized what we did in demo 1. And in Python, if we want to specify that when we execute this file, the following code should be executed, then we put it into this double under, which is sometimes referred to as the magic method, to double under and to say if the name equals domain, then these are what we're going to execute. And what you can see right here is we're just calling that function, and we're calling it twice and say line 1, line 2, and then we're calling the second function, and we print out the result. Basically what we've done in demo 1, but in this case, we've saved ourselves some work and we functionalize them. Imagine if we're calling this function multiple times, we don't have to repeat the same line, copy and paste, right? So we're just calling that function. So let's execute demo 2. And that's exactly what we've got with the exception of last one. But essentially, we functionalize what we've done before, and now that we have a function that could be repeatedly used. And if we look at the third demo file, we're basically creating a new object. We're using the class keyword, and now I'm calling this section 5 class, and in there, I'm putting the function inside, and that's basically it, right? We're creating this new object, and now I have 2 methods inside. So in order to invoke or instantiate that class and then invoke these methods, I have to assign it to a new class object. And this is how you inherit that class. You instantiate that class using that as a blueprint. So as you could see, I did it twice down here. And that new class is being assigned in class 1 and class 2. And I'm using the methods within that class. So let's execute demo 3. And voila, there it is. So now I'm, simplify that even more, right? So now I'm just putting everything in one class. So now when I instantiate that class, I get everything at both of the methods. And I don't have any attributes here, but if I do, I would get that as well when I instantiate that class. So for demo number 4, I wanted to show a package. So I have created this session_5_package as a folder. And for Python, in order to specify that this is a Python package, we have to have a init.py. This doesn't have to have anything inside. We just have to specify this file in order to indicate to Python that this is a package. So this is an empty file. And I have essentially put in the same section 5, demo 2, and demo 3 inside of that package to see how we could invoke those packages and also talk about a little bit about namespace. So right here, I have repeated what we've done in demo 1. So basically, I have repeated what we've done in demo 2, that we'd have a function and then we're calling that function. So let's run that. So I'm a print bot. So every single Python file, once you construct it, all the function inside, that file becomes a module that you import it from and reuse that function. So what I could do is I could just go ahead and say import section 2 demo 2, And then in order to use the function within section 5 demo 2, I could just append that name in front of it and then call the print bot. So remember in the global spec, I already have a print bot. If I have another print bot right here, that would be a conflict, right? I could just use this module and then call the same print bot, and there wouldn't be a conflict. So if I execute that again, I could see that, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't save. So let me execute that again. Now I could see I'm a print bot from section 2 demo 2. So let's see how we could use the class from section 5 demo 3. So if I just go ahead and import section 5 demo 3, then I'm basically repeating the same thing, except now that I've appended the namespace in front of section 5 class, and now that I could utilize the class within that file. So let me remember to save that and execute it again. Now you can see I have this new line that said I'm a print bot from section 5 demo 3, section 5 class. So remember that now we have this section 5 package that afford us another namespace so we could further avoid name conflict. So I could go ahead and say import section 5 package and then append that using a dot notation in section 5 demo 2. And I am right here using a little different syntax. Basically, I'm saying from this package and this file, I'm importing this class. And now I'm able to utilize both classes. And let me go ahead and uncomment those, save those. And so now I could use that print bot with deeper namespace, right? Section 5 package, section 5 demo. And now I could also instantiate that section 5 class, which is a little bit different than the top class right here, because right here, my class is actually appended by section 5 demo 3. But underneath, I am just using section 5 class because I'm directly import that from this module. So let me go ahead and save this and run that. Now these two are the new lines that we've uncommented and run. So I know this little bit of a quick rundown, and this might be a little bit unfamiliar if you've never coded before and you've never seen this before. But if you just go through this a few times, if there's unclear, go back to the slides, look at some of the examples and look at some of the explanations. Go ahead and come back here and look at these demos, and hopefully the fact that we could reuse the code with Python functions, reuse the code with Python class, as well as leverage packaging will make a little bit more sense. Thanks a lot.